Welcome back to dimecomicbros podcast. I'm your host Jacob, joined by my co-host Spencer.
I am on the tour bus.
We're here to talk about video games and video game movies and anything video games that has happened ever this whole month.
Yes, literally all things.
Maybe.
Except the many things I didn't include because...
Like leaks and rumors and actual news that we missed and things that we forgot from...
I didn't include a unionization article. You're welcome.
Finally. People were starting to write us and be like, yo, I didn't know this was the Union Times.
No, that's when I get around to actually writing my own Substack.
Which is why you still don't have the password.
I played.
Oh, you get to start.
I do get to start. You knew this.
I know. These are the subtle arts of podcasting.
Subtle. I played Tomb Raider 2013.
Ah, yes.
This is not my first experience with this game.
No, it's not.
It's been a hot minute, though. It was developed...
Have you gone full circle, or are you still at the halfway point?
Huh?
Your opinions on this have changed wildly over the years.
Sort of. Sort of.
It's not a circle, it's a spiral.
Roll credits. It was developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix. It's the 10th main Tomb Raider game and a reboot, kind of. It was a reboot at the time, and now it's not entirely a reboot, question mark. It's confusing. It's the first game in the Survivor trilogy. Came out for, I believe that would be 7th gen in 2013, so 360, PS3, so on and so forth. And then when the next gen launched the same year / later, it was ported up to Xbox One, PS4, and so forth. I'm trying to think of what angle I want to take with this. Good game.
Start with the story. What happens?
Fine. You start off as Lara Croft on one of her first adventures ever. Lara.
Thank you.
Lara Croft.
Thank you. It's Lara.
Lara Croft.
There's no U in Laura.
Yeah, I know. One of her first adventures ever. This is the whole point of this new game was like, oh my gosh, look, she's so young and naive and she doesn't know what she's doing and blah, blah, blah. She's going off to a reskinned Bermuda Triangle to go find ancient Chinese secrets. The lost city of Yamatai. And they have all spooky legends and myths. She's got a team of people. They're on a boat. The boat gets fucked up because they're going into the Bermuda Triangle. I think it's the Devil's Triangle.
Yep.
It's the Bermuda Triangle, obviously.
I've seen X-Files.
Yeah. They get shipwrecked, and then a lot of fuck shit happens. All of her friends get scattered. Some of the crewmates die. They encounter a cult that lives within this island triangle bullshit who worship the Queen Himiko, who's like the big lady who used to run Yamatai before it like sunk into the ocean or whatever, before it became a lost city. And then she goes fucking sicko mode. The tonal dissonance in this game is really funny. So at the time, it was very well received. I really like this game. I want to preface all of these things with I do really like this game. But at the time, this was during the gritty 2010s reboot of everything. So it was like, cool, we're going to make it more realistic and grounded, which mostly meant we made her boobs smaller. That was like a very big thing at the time.
I think it was more the violence.
It's also the violence. It's the very, very, very gruesome violence in this game. It was I recently found this out. It was initially it was intended to be a survival horror game, which is why so much of the game that we do have, there's like kind of two halves of the gameplay where half of it is like really gross, gruesome dungeons and blood and cult stuff. And then the rest of it's like a bit more traditional Tomb Raider, outside, pretty nature, blah, blah, blah. And it's very interesting flip-flopping between the two things. The idea of that is like, you get to watch her evolve into the person she becomes. which is fine as an idea, but it is very funny because Tomb Raider has never been deep, and Lara Croft has always been high-key a dickhead. Like, she's not a good person in the old games. She's just, I don't know. She's not great. She does do the mass murder and like stealing stuff. She's not actually a good lady. She's just very fun to play as. So trying to recontextualize that and then give her growth from like a regular college student into like, what would you have to go through to become kind of a psycho, but like we don't want to explicitly tell you she's a little crazy now, but like she is totally crazy now.
It's not really making sense though, because she learns the power of friendship and they're all family.
See, that's the fun thing, is this game does simultaneously do you do actually need friends, but every other mission she has to go, I gotta do this alone because I have to go shoot 87 guys in the head.
Yep.
And that's just what her arc is in the next 2 games as well, effectively, which is totally fine. I do like that as a that's like one of those like cyclical lessons you kind of have to keep learning over life. I feel like, at least for myself, where you'll go through periods of being like, no, I'm gonna bootstraps, and then you're like, that was fucking dumb, and then you slowly creep back into bootstrapping, and like you just kind of keep repeating that over and over again.
You frequently shoot guys in the head and then learn that family.
I am not going to admit to a crime on this podcast.
I feel like you have before.
I've definitely admitted to crimes. I don't know. I don't mind that as like a kind of a cyclical lesson that needs to be reinvested in from time to time. But yeah, over the growth of the story, we see, her first kill, her first having to, rip apart an animal for juicy bits. She goes through inhuman amounts of suffering in this game. Like, I forgot because it has the aesthetic vibe. It's got all the shaky cam and the particle effects and the lens getting gunk on it, so it makes you feel like it's like, oh, this is super realistic. She falls like 100 feet on her back like 100 times in this game. Like in cutscenes.
She's got a strong back.
Not when I'm done.
Please.
She'd be dead so many times over. It's just one of those funny things.
You're
where like,
shooting a little Derringer. I know better than that.
Actually, it's a WMD.
It's a 38 snub.
It's actually a 44 Magnum, but
Keep telling you something.
Yeah, so you see her kind of simultaneously get like cool survivor skills where she learns how to do stuff, and her mentor dies and sacrifices himself for the team and blah 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 blah. But also you see her like slowly digress into madness because she does inordinate amounts of violence. And like this is not just like the what's the term? Ludonarrative dissonance, one of my favorite autism terms, where like the gameplay and the cutscenes have like borderline different tones, or they're kind of telling different stories. It's not that. The game is explicitly like she is kind of like losing her mind and becoming a little bit of a sicko, which will only get worse with time. But I like it. Like, I don't know. It's weird because it wants to have its cake and eat it too. Where it's like, look, she's got to learn and she doesn't have any skills, and that's fine. It does have a little bit of a weird stank on it because it is no longer a survival horror game. It is now an action adventure game with like some horror elements in it, but it retains a lot of that flavor in like the obstacle course or like set piece deaths where she'll get fucking impaled 87 times or like crushed by rocks, and then the numerous times she's grabbed by men and thrown up against objects, and it does feel it is rapey. It is rapey. Like there's no getting around that. I'm sorry. I replayed it. I was like, yeah, no, this is rapey. But I like it. It's fun. It's just
You can't follow that sentence up with that.
Yes, I can.
The game is fun.
The game is fun.
There you go.
I think its story needed a lot more polishing in the tone department. The plot is fine. The characters are okay. Only a couple of them will carry over into games moving forward. The big one being Jonah, my boy. And pretty much everybody else can like eat shit and die. Half of them end up. Yeah, half of them die anyways. It is just kind of weird. I think the later two games get the tone well more under control. It feels a lot more unified on that front. Whereas this one does have a lot of that like voyeuristic look at the little petite woman running through the woods, getting her clothes ripped off by branches, and she's getting attacked by wolves, and it feels a little icky, a little sometimes. Not the whole game, but like enough where it throws up a little flag in my brain.
That's better worded than past flags that you've had about it, where you were like, I think this game is about beating women.
I don't think that's what I said.
It's pretty close to what you said.
I don't believe that,
like,
but
this is like a power fantasy for just beating the shit out of Lara.
I so don't think that's what I said, but whatever. I think it's confused. It's confused. I think it has, because it was the early 2010s, it has the vestiges of like second wave feminism, where it does kind of have the girl power tone to it, but it doesn't really follow through on that. And it's like, you know what's really cool about empowering women? Making her have no power in the beginning and like making her gain it. And it's like, that's kind of ass backwards, actually.
And to be fair, when you were saying those things, you were like, I think this is bad and we should not like this game.
Yeah, no, I was just kind of dissecting it without having replayed it in a while and whatever. It's very confuzzled. So story is fine. Gameplay,
yes, goated
with the sauce. The other major influence, the big influence of this at the time was Uncharted, because while Tomb Raider kind of went down the tubes a little bit, Uncharted popped up, took a lot of the similar-ish gameplay style and a lot of the aesthetic, ran with that, and then now that Tomb Raider was coming back after a short hiatus, they took a lot of Uncharted energy, and then they just kind of kept moving forward, and then Uncharted is nowhere to be seen right now.
Yep.
God knows why.
Yep.
So it is more of a shooter game than it is a platforming, like, exploration title. There's still a lot of exploration and platforming. It just, the polish of gameplay is balanced much further in the gunplay than it is in the platforming.
Because when you're shooting the bow and arrow and the circle goes over the other circle and you get that perfect headshot,
I nut every time. Yeah. So big, I guess, major change for this one is there's a lot more weapon variety, and the big implementation is the bow. The bow is the best thing that has like ever happened to this fucking series. It borderline doesn't make any sense why she keeps using it after this setting, but I don't care because vibes. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
A stealth weapon.
Yeah, sometimes, not like Lara Croft has ever been known for doing stealth. She usually runs in with 2 fucking Uzis and shoots dinosaurs, but it's fun to have the option to do stealth. And it does add a little bit more tangibility to the game, which is cool. So yeah, the combat loop is maybe it's like 50-50 exploration to combat during your primary like story missions. You have basic variety of weapons like shotgun, handgun, rifle, bow. You collect upgrades for all of them. Kind of basic stuff, to be honest. Like, this is not innovation at all. This is all stuff you've seen before, but in a very good skin, which is totally fine. The bow mechanic is so fucking good. You hold left trigger to aim down sights, and then you hold the right trigger to draw the bow, and then you wait for good timing and like your arm to steady, and it's got like a tension release, so you can't just hold that shit forever until you get a certain upgrade. It's immaculate. Because hunting is like a moderately sized mechanic in this game as well. You need resources, so you need to kill boar and deer and birds and shit to get their goop. You need their goop and their balls, you know, to make weapon upgrades and stuff and make arrows. No, you can't make arrows. Never mind. That's the next game. Derp. So it's like a slight cover-based shooter. It is basically just Uncharted's gunplay. I would say like Uncharted 3, I think, where Uncharted 1's pretty rough, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I think like Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, I would
say a little bit of a precursor to 4, too.
A bit, yeah. The gunplay is pretty strong. It does have the weapon upgrades are noticeably helpful, which is one of the things I usually complain about when you have upgrade trees or attachments or anything like that, is they usually don't feel like they do much.
0.2% better.
You can feel it. It's quite important. When you get like a stabilization for the rifle, you can fucking tell, which is great. That is very, very helpful. It has a cover system. You like gently hug waist high objects. You'll auto crouch. It works fine enough. I think because there's drastically less enemies than there is in an Uncharted game, the cover system works a lot better on that front. It's basically the same thing. It just doesn't because you're not getting flooded so much with enemies, you have the time to weed them out. So it doesn't feel like you're getting pinpointed from 8 different directions all the time.
Yeah.
So the like moderately shoddy cover system does its job okay. There is a stealth system. Technically, like it does work off of vibes, but I'm kind of a sucker for the vibes stealth systems when they don't actually have like a lot of mechanics built into them.
Yeah.
I can't tell you if it's proximity or whether it's if you're sprinting or what actually makes enemies detect you, because sometimes you'll be dead in front of them and they don't see you. I don't get it. It's really wonky, but it's very satisfying to go around doing stealth kills in a section and just choking motherfuckers out with your bow. It's cool. Platforming is good. It has a good amount of linear set piece sections, another very heavy influence from Uncharted. You'll be sliding through tunnels or going through rivers. You have to climb on a plane. That's like the big set piece of the opening of the game. You have to climb up a derelict plane stuck in a waterfall. I think it telegraphs very well when you're going into a heavily scripted section versus when you're just kind of exploring. Mm-hmm. You have basic jump, mantle. You can hold on to ledges. It's pretty straightforward stuff. You get a climbing claw, another wonderful addition to this game. Mm-hmm. So you can climb onto rocky surfaces. It's pretty straightforward stuff. It's not like...
Is this one as Metroidvania-ish with the upgrades?
No.
As the next couple?
The next couple are much more Metroidvania. This one is pretty... You can nearly 100% every area as you go.
Yeah.
There's only a couple of things that will be restricted based on a couple of upgrades you haven't gotten, either usually through story progression.
Yeah.
You can attach rope to your arrows to make zip lines. You can go up and down. You can pull doors when they have rope attached to them. Flaming arrows. It's kind of what you'd expect. The basic exploration puzzles are fine. They're not very challenging. Most of the difficulty I had with finding collectibles was random bullshit, like falling off of ledges I should have been able to hold on to, or just weird hitbox alignment, collision detection stuff. I think because it was primarily meant to be more of a shooter than it is meant to be an exploration game, they just didn't polish it up enough. It's not a huge problem, but it is certainly the time I died the most was when I'm trying to jump off of ledges and do random bullshit. I'm like, that's not the direction I pointed in. Thanks. And then I go, and then I fall into some fucking spikes. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Ugh, blood. Ugh. The collectible balance, I think, is very good in this game, especially. I think this is my preferred length and collectible count. You have all of them are nice diegetic collectibles. You have relics from the area, which are obviously awkwardly placed in little boxes around, which are very silly. But you find, look, it's a flute, it's a hairpin. It's all very cute little stuff. And Lara gives you a little explanation of what it is, and it's because she's an archaeologist. She's like, oh my gosh, look at the thingamabob. It's the thingamabob from the blah 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 period. There's probably 100 of those scattered around the various areas of the map. You get audio and diary entries, some of which are from the cult that you're being attacked by. Some of them are from your crew members. Fun thing with those, you can actually find out about the twist of the game where it turns out the bad guy is the bad guy way fucking earlier than you do in the game. Not it's telegraphed pretty heavily, but if you find the audio logs in it, if you're searching around for them, not you go out of you look in a weird area, you zoot across the map and you find one out of order. Just the order they're presented in, you can get information that's out of order. And then, Lara will pretend it's a twist in the plot when she actually knows because you found the information, which is just kind of silly. I like the salvage system. Almost all of your upgrades are basically just based on getting parts, just generic parts from crates that are scattered around the island because it's all washed up junk. It does get very repetitive, but it doesn't feel overly excessive. I don't know. Those are neat. There's challenges for each one of the map areas. It's not entirely an open world, but it's not just linear levels. I don't know where to put it. This is kind of where I also prefer my open worlds to be. It, not in terms of its detailed quality, but it is slightly similar to a Souls game-ish, in that it's a designed path with optional areas that you can kind of do out of order, sort of, but not really. But it's still kind of open, but like not. I don't know. It's in that weird, like, it's highly curated, but it's meant to be full of exploration. Each area has challenges, like shooting down 5 totems or burning 3 flags or whatever. Some of them can be pretty finicky. There's a couple of ones where it's like wind chimes that are really hard to find. Some of them are very easy. They will give you additional XP and some, I think, salvage. They count towards overall completion. Most of those I did on my initial, just going through to do story stuff. I would just complete them for the section before moving on. It comes with your basic achievements for section completion, 100%, blah blah, as well as getting a certain number of weapon kills, quirky challenges like shooting C4 out of the air or dynamite or whatever, shooting an explosive out of the air and roping enemies off of platforms and stuff like that. The presentation is dated because it does reek of early 2010s edgy, borderline like nu metal, weird. I don't know. I love it. I love that. I do that. It's aged like shit, but I like it. It has an excessive amount of handheld camera shots, a lot of shaky cam, a lot of like the lens getting mud on it. It's a bit much. It does kind of detract from it after a while. It's a little obnoxious. The menu is fine. I don't know. Like, it's just a list. It's nice because it's so straightforward. It's very clean.
Simple menus.
Yeah. The music is good. It's nothing particularly special. I believe there's a new main like Tomb Raider theme, but it serves its job. It hits the dramatic moments fine enough. It's just nothing like spectacular. The audio design is very good. I think that's one of the parts that's aged the best. Weapons all have very unique sounds. They're mixed very well. You can hear enemies from pretty far away just having casual conversations. Ironically, they can't hear you huffing and puffing your way up to them, but you know. There are little audio cues for completing challenges or finding a salvage box. All those little things have nice little musical notes or motifs or whatever. Visually, it's still really fucking good. There's the aesthetic presentation element. The directorial choices have aged a bit, but like the general fidelity is still surprisingly high for being 13 years old. The hair count is immaculate for what it is. You can tell Lara's the main character because her hair looks the best. It's running good graphics. Graphics go good. Like, it's attempting moderate photorealism with some stylized elements.
It's got quite the color grade to it.
It does, but only in some areas. I don't know. It's vibrant enough. Yeah. I think. I think
it helps cover up some of the shortcuts in the graphics. For
sure. There's very heavy shadows. There's very heavy texturing on like rocks and stuff. There's a lot of like kind of fake shadows. I think the lighting engine is still pretty good though. Like it holds up pretty well. The facial animations are also still pretty good. There's definitely it feels like the performance was outpacing the technology, where I can see some of the motion capture performances for some of the characters, and I can kind of, like, the eyes are dead, but I can see what the face is doing, and it's like, damn, like the performance is good, but the tech is aged. It's hard to explain that.
Yeah.
But those are all pretty good. The woman who does Lara in this trilogy of games, I really fucking love. Mm-hmm. Some of her voice lines do get a little annoying just because they're repetitive. It's not the performance. It's just the fact that there's only 3 options for, I don't know, landing a certain way or whatever. And eventually those will get annoying. Yeah. But she is phenomenal. I'm a little sad that she's not the one moving forward, but it also... She did it for 3 games is a good chunk of time. They do have a new voice actress moving forward for the upcoming remake and the new game. But I did quite like this one. She did a good job with the weird direction she was given and some rough dialogue here and there. She feels believable. She's engaging. I actually give a shit about her character. I don't really give a shit about her BFF / potential lover. I don't give a fuck. But I like Lara as a character. I like how much she talks to herself. It actually feels good. Usually that's obnoxious in a game, especially in a movie where you have people yammering onto themselves. But for her, it seems reasonable in a scenario like that. Like, just with all the weird bullshit going on, and whenever you stop at a campfire, she'll just yammer at the camera, basically. She'll just be thinking to herself, and you're hearing her thoughts. I like it. It works well. I played the Definitive Edition, which is the next gen at the time version. So I played the Xbox One version of the game. I 100%ed it in 20 hours, I believe. About 12 of those was me playing the story. I did it on hard. There's an additional difficulty above hard, if I remember correctly. I've owned this game forever, so well worth the money. Good time. There's a whole other multiplayer that I can't even talk about. This is the first Tomb Raider with multiplayer. I heard good things. The servers are shut down and I can't play it. And I never played it when it came out. So I wish I could tell you about it.
I think I did a couple times way back, but I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, it's like an asymmetrical gameplay mode or something. It sounds okay. I've never got the chance, and now I can't. So frustrating that half the achievement list is taken up by multiplayer achievements, but it was also during the era where every game had a multiplayer mode. Like, it's this, Assassin's Creed, and Arkham Origins are the ones that immediately come to mind as like, Doom. Did any of these really need a multiplayer?
Doom.
100%.
I hate that there's multiplayer achievements in those games.
That is frustrating, but Doom did have multiplayer way back in the beginning. Just not like it was in 2016. 2016 was a very different type of multiplayer. But that one does also piss me off because those servers aren't dead. They're not down. They're just dead.
There's no way to get them.
Yeah.
I have like 100% in 16 and Eternal, except for multiplayer shit.
Same.
And it's like half of the achievements.
I have it in 2016. I do not in Eternal. At some point, I'm
really close if I don't.
Yeah. Methinks A tier.
Wow.
Maybe high B. But I really like this one. I feel like the balance is good. Like the balance of gameplay, the mixture of what you're doing, how it's presented, the amount of slight grind sometimes, the story works well enough, you know. I wish it was a bit more of an original concept. I actually do kind of wish they did try a survival horror game. That could have been very interesting, because I feel like that would have then so clearly been trying not to be the Lara Croft does 87 backflips with 2 Uzis, and like it would have cleared up the distinction I guess they're trying to make. It would have made that a little bit better, but
back when it came out, a lot of people blasted it for only having like 7 tombs to raid in a Tomb Raider game.
Yeah, I actually entirely forgot about that. Yeah, the tombs are there. They're just basic puzzles. There's only a few.
It gets a lot better in the next one.
It does. I don't mind that it doesn't have a lot, though. I know that sounds dumb because it is Tomb Raider, but I don't mind the excuse of like, well, she's kind of busy trying to not die. Like, there's some bullshit going on. I know that's also kind of dumb. I don't know.
I think it's hard to balance it. I don't know about the old games, but like, I'm willing to bet this is the first open world Tomb Raider, so it's like, how do you really balance diving into 20 tombs in an open world or whatever? I don't know. It's weird.
It feels like there's enough to bite on. Like, you can do a tomb probably on your first try in like 5 to 10 minutes. It'll get you, I believe it's a weapon upgrade, I think.
Like a treasure, I thought?
I don't remember. It's a decent reward. It's fine. They're all pretty simple. There's only like 1 room per tomb. There's only really 1 puzzle. There isn't like a puzzle and then a platforming section and then another puzzle or whatever. Later games absolutely fix that problem.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like it's okay. I do think because I think you could actually compare it directly to Assassin's Creed, the Ezio trilogy, where they had like going into tombs. They actually did do very good tomb raiding in those games. That was a proper side quest. That was a good half an hour of parkour puzzles and weird bullshit puzzles and platforming and a chase sequence, and then you get the stuff. These are definitely shallow, but I don't know. The rest of the game's engaging enough where I don't really mind. I like that it does have a different focus, but I do also like that the games after this kind of not homogenize in a bad way, but they really balance between the two eras, I think, very well. From IGN.com, after a decade of storytelling, Square Enix has decided to wrap up the story of Max Caulfield and Chloe Price in the newly revealed Life is Strange Reunion, which is set to launch on PC via Steam, PS5, and Xbox Series consoles on March 26th of 2026. A direct sequel to 2024's Life is Strange Double Exposure, featuring many of the same secondary characters, Reunion will also finally answer fan wishes by bringing back both beloved faces from the franchise's original 2015 game. Max, who returned as the protagonist of Double Exposure, will reunite with her former lover/best friend Chloe for one final adventure, and for the first time in the same game, both characters will be playable. Once again, there's a sci-fi mystery to solve and limited time to do so. This time, Max's Caledon University must be saved from a deadly fire, and once again, Max can rewind time to remake decisions, while Chloe can use her risk-reward backtalk ability from 2017's Life is Strange Before the Storm, which was a prequel game, which I liked, to provoke further responses from others. How is Chloe back if players previously saw her demise? In case you don't know, 2015 literally has you pick Bay versus Bay. Not actually how it's presented in game, but that's what the era we were in. You can save your town or you can save your girlfriend. And like we assumed the canonical ending was one thing, and turns out it's both ? I think I went into this a little bit in my Double Exposure review. There's two potential endings for the original game, and like they're kind of both important, but whatever. And then they found a way to smush them together in Double Exposure. It's weird. The story seems to be that Chloe is now alive regardless after Max merged a pair of disparate timelines in Double Exposure's finale. Returned to life with memories of a past she never lived, Chloe is prompted to seek out Max for answers. Upon launch, this is the fun part, Life is Strange Reunion will be available for $40. There's a $50 deluxe edition including a digital soundtrack, art book, and comic, and access to behind-the-scenes documentary with the returning voice actresses. It looked good. Me likey. Double Exposure wasn't great though, so I'm a little nervous. I do like Double Exposure. It is definitely probably the weakest one though. I think that's where I landed by the time I finished my review. I like the stylistic choices that they've made with the more recent games since Deck 9 has taken over development for the series. I know that is not a popular idea, but I do like the new visual aesthetic. It's weird because simultaneously this feels like a direct response to Double Exposure being like, man, you're going to really only bring back one of them, but not both of them, and you're going to have it be a story that's not actually about their relationship at all, and it's just going to be alluded to. But also this game, there is no way that they cranked this out in response to that criticism. Like, this had to have been in development at the same time, because that just came out less than 2 years ago. So I don't know about that. I think the new setting is a good idea, or the returning setting from the previous game, because it's been so long. We go from like high school seniors to being late 20s, maybe 30, working as like a teacher's assistant. It's very, I like the growing up with the series. I like that as a thing, because it's a teen melodrama, and then the games kind of went all over the place, but the fan base is always, they haven't onboarded a lot of new people since the first game. It's mostly the same people. So it does, I like the idea of kind of evolving the struggles of the characters into more adult problems. The lore shenanigans, I liked the weird-ass ending of Double Exposure where you do magically make two timelines merge, ? How the fuck does that work? I don't know, game's over. That was neat. I really liked how they actually implemented working through two timelines in that game. That was one of the best parts of it. It was a really interesting use of Max's new ability, and now we have the rewind ability being brought back, but now you can use it whenever. Like, you can just rewind anything apparently, so that's neat. There was some moderate pushback because the actor who's Voicing Chloe is the one who voiced her in the prequel game, not the one who voiced her in the 2015 game. I like both of them. It was probably an availability or a budgeting thing, to be honest, so I don't really mind either way. I think they were both fine. I like that they're both playable characters as well, so I don't know. I'm buying it. Like, this was,
of course.
Yeah. I really like that it's $40 though. I really like that. I think that the last two games launching at the 60 and both of them having some stupid DLC early access bullshit was really disappointing.
Yeah.
They would launch at 60 and then both of them had like exclusive cosmetics locked behind like the pre-order version and the deluxe edition and the ultimate edition and cat skins. It was really obnoxious. And I believe Double Exposure was the one you could pay like an extra $15 to play it like 2 weeks early. Just really skeevy shit.
Yeah.
I like that they straightened that one out. It also implies the game's probably going to be a little shorter. Just, hey, got the game, you got a deluxe edition with some physical extras.
Yep.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yep.
Cool beans.
You can have the next one.
Oh my gosh.
I'm taking the one with the names you can't even say. So, from Variety.com, the first trailer for Exit 8, released Thursday, is giving fans a glimpse into the anticipated film adaptation of the global hit video game of the same name. The film will be released in theaters nationwide on April 10th. Directed by Genki Kawamura, the Japanese thriller brings Kotaki Creates video game to the big screen, adapting the game's premise. A man, who Kazunari Ninomiya plays in the film, trapped in an endless subway passageway, must find Exit 8. The rules of his quest are simple. Do not overlook anything out of the ordinary. If you discover an anomaly, turn back immediately. If you don't, carry on. Then leave from Exit 8. But even a single oversight will send him back to the beginning, reads the official logline. I don't know anything about this game. This was
really
new to me just watching this trailer.
It reminded me. I had heard about it when it came out. I thought, that's a really cool idea.
Yep.
And I never actually looked into it. And then I had no idea this was coming. And it's from like a pretty well-respected filmmaker. And it actually sounds like a premise that works really well for a film setting. Yep. And the trailer looks really good. So...
And it looks like they could have made it like really, really cheap. So it should be able to make its money back.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I do love when stuff just pops up out of the blue.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Yeah, it's like a fucking spooky liminal space ass fucking mind fuck. I then I re-added it to my Steam because I do need to actually play it.
Silent Hill in the subway.
I don't think it's anywhere near that intense, but yes. From Polygon.com. Finally, a proper look at Fable gameplay. Holy shit, it's real, it's actually happening. Oh my goodness. It's safe to say that fans have been waiting a while for this one. That's an understatement. After it was revealed in February 2025 that the game was delayed until 2026, after it was announced to be a launch title for the Series console, which was in 2020, and nothing happened.
Except a pandemic.
Yeah. Like, game devs don't work from home. Come on. The team working on the Fable reboot went silent. Since then, we've heard practically nothing. That is until the latest Xbox Developer Direct, where Microsoft revealed the first proper look at Fable's reboot gameplay and gave it an autumn 2026 release window. The Developer Direct included an extended presentation about the reboot from Playground Games. Fable is Playground's first open-world action RPG, studio founder and general manager Ralph Fulton explains. Although our game is a new beginning, I think what we're making is really faithful to the spirit of the classic Lionhead trilogy we all love. The footage shown in the presentation teases the various locations you'll be visiting, including Albion's capital city of Bowerstone. There you'll dig into the secrets being hidden by the Heroes Guild. Another location touched on is the city of Bloodstone, which is run by a pair of rival gangs. Additionally, Xbox confirmed that during the Developer Direct that there will be multiple character models to customize in order to create your warrior. That included some very silly-looking armor choices, like the chicken costume that you can see. Once you've built your character, you have a variety of types of combat to choose from melee battling up close to ranged combat, And in the footage screened, we saw our hero battling all manner of baddies from the Fable universe.
Baddies?
Baddies? There are baddies. You can be a baddie. Including trolls, hobs, and balverines. As it turns out, there's also far more to do in Fable than just fight. The presentation shows that you can also fall in love, get married, have kids, buy a house, buy all the other houses in the town, buy every business in Albion, and then continue marrying other people. With enough money, it seems as though you can just own the world, which will absolutely be how some people play the game. Keep in mind, though, everything you do will impact your reputation among others, and it will definitely change how people react to you. Your reputation is created by the choices you make, Quest director Justin Scram says. So if everyone you comes across hates you, there's probably a reason why.
Okay, so I'm here to be the guy that says, so you're telling me that this is GTA as a fantasy series, and you're upset that it's been postponed?
Well, okay, it's infinitely better than GTA ever was.
Yeah, but you have all the options to do all the things. Yeah, that takes time to develop, Dingleberry.
Yeah, but it's been in development since like 2015, man.
Oh, wow.
Don't announce it if you're still working on it. That's my bigger issue.
That's bigger.
Don't show it to me if I can't have it. It looks very good. It looks like a good level of cartoony goofishness. Fable does not take itself seriously in the slightest. It never has, and it shouldn't. It's a comedy series first and foremost. It is full of fantasy. This is like the tropiest D&D campaign you've ever played in your life.
The first quest you do in the first game is tell a woman that her husband's cheating on her.
Yeah, it's full of all sorts of fuck shit. There's comedy everywhere. You can kick chickens. Everybody knows you can kick chickens in Fable. This is a thing. This is a big thing. When you can go buy a condom for 5 shekels, you go home, and then they're like, ooh, and then it cuts to black, and you hear like 2 Looney Tunes fucking noises, and then it's like, she's pregnant now. Like, it's very silly. I was very interested when this was announced because
I don't think that's how a condom works.
They have a chance of breaking it. They're old school condoms. They're made out of like pig intestines.
Those damn pig stomachs burst all the time, I swear.
Yep. It is very interesting because obviously Lionhead's been closed for a very long time, and Playground Games is primarily known for making Forza Horizon, which are good games if you're into racing games. They're open world, and they're pretty good open worlds. It's just a very strange switch up to do an action RPG. But also Fable is one of the few games that I actually think is a real RPG. It's not fucking... It actually feels more like an RPG than The Witcher does. The Witcher is an RPG, but it does have a little bit of the number go up stat boost, but does it really change the story? No. Like, it has a little bit of that.
I thought you were going to take the easy pot shots, like it's more of an RPG than Skyrim.
Everything's more of an RPG than Skyrim. Fucking the Tomb Raider reboot is more of an RPG than Skyrim. That's not true. It is an RPG, but it is also meant to be silly, goofy, infinite money glitch go burr. Like, they're kind of busted, and that's part of the charm.
Yeah.
They also, during this, they showed that during cutscenes they're going to have mockumentary style cutaway gags, and at first I went, oh god, no, The Office jokes, and then I went, oh god, yes, because Fable is kind of cringe. This is good, actually, because they're not taking it like, not necessarily that the fact that the cutaway gag doesn't have to be funny. The fact that a character is doing a cutaway gag is funny. That makes sense. Like, it is supposed to be like, laugh at this millennial humor because this is kind of stupid.
Yeah,
and that's cool. The tech looks solid. The style looks good. It looks like a modern version of those games. It's slightly less stylized than they used to be, but that's fine. It's still very over the top, very silly. As long as it has a reputation system, a functioning economy, and I can fuck a lot of people, that's exactly what I want. Like, that's...
But can you fuck the chickens?
No.
Oh.
I don't want to fuck Cloaca. When we do Pokemon Smasher Pass, I pass on all the birds. I'm a fucking animal. I'm a real person. I'm a real boy.
I saw a rival theory to yours about Vaporeon. That Ditto is the more fuckable Pokemon because it can become anything you want. Yeah, it could be a fucking Ryan Gosling. So that's more fuckable than Vaporeon.
In a sense, yes, but is any of that innate to Ditto? No. Because that is Ditto being generative AI and stealing from others. Ditto is the bourgeoisie of Pokemon. I immediately added this to my wish list. You know,
I
know it's. I don't know if it's gonna. It's been in development for so long. I'm not sure if it's gonna break even. To be honest, this might be a little bit of a money sink for them, but
it's gonna be on PlayStation Day 1. So
that is also true. It is gonna be across platform because Microsoft has just given up on console exclusives.
Yep.
So
from Kotaku.com. The next game in the Horizon franchise, after Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West, is something very, very different. Horizon Hunter's Gathering is a solo or cooperative action-focused hunting game with a vibrant art style and no release date. On February 5th, Sony and Horizon creators Guerrilla Games announced the next entry in the post-apocalyptic open-world Robot Dinosaur series. However, this time around, players won't be playing as Aloy and exploring large photorealistic worlds alone. Instead, Hunter's Gathering is a tactical co-op action game for up to 3 players, though it does also support solo play with NPC bots. In Hunter's Gathering, players go out solo or with 2 other players on challenging and replayable hunts. Each person picks a hunter from a selection of playable characters, I counted 6, with different melee and ranged weapons and abilities. There is also a roguelite perk system to further build out your character during each hunt. Between these hunts, players will return to a large, vibrant, in quotes, social hub, where players can meet up, prep for the next mission, and hang out. You can also customize your hunters, visit shops, upgrade items, and team up for your next outing at this hub. Hunter's Gathering will feature a narrative campaign which will introduce new mysteries, characters, and threats to the world of Horizon. It is also a fully canon story and will be updated post-launch. Guerrilla Games is promising a playtest toward the end of February that will feature 2 game modes and let folks get their hands on the game ahead of its full launch on PS5 and PC. The game will support crossplay and cross-progression across console and PC. So, I don't really care about Horizon. I've tried it 2 or 3 times, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't see the appeal. It's not hooking me. I've tried. This looks awful. This is the mobile game gacha games as a live service. I'm calling it right now.
That's fair. I don't love Horizon either. I think it's funny how we've had so many Horizon spin-off games, and I guess they all make money. Like, PlayStation has convinced itself that Horizon is like a beloved franchise when I think it just like makes sales. Like, it's okay. It's not fucking Uncharted, you know? Like, it sells damn well enough, but it's not like super beloved or anything. So it is a bit much that they keep pumping out side games, but yeah, I don't mind the art style though. I don't know. There was something in the trailer that I didn't mind about that.
My knee-jerk reaction was like, wow, I hate this. But then as the trailer went on, I was like, I kind of get it. Yeah.
It is the type of game I do not like playing though.
No.
So I have 0 interest.
This is going to be horrible.
We'll fucking see.
In the last month or 2, I've been playing the Lego Horizon game because PlayStation gave it out for free. And it is definitely a game. It is very mid. Like, it looks good. It has charm, I guess, but the levels are exactly the same thing over and over and over again.
Weird. I was kind of curious how that ended up panning out, because it's like, it's not a traditional Lego game.
Yeah.
It's more like a Lego reskin, but like, it's not either.
It's
weird.
Fucking boring.
Weird. I mean, to be fair, Horizon is a bit boring already. That's why it's so visually loud, because it's kind of boring on the gameplay front. But, you know, it's a tier above Ubisoft, but not by much.
No.
From IGN.com, check out the release date trailer for 1348 Ex Voto, an upcoming third-person medieval action game in which you embark on a quest through medieval Italy as Aita, an up-and-coming knight tasked with saving those close to her. It'll be releasing...
That's carefully worded.
Homosexual. It'll be releasing for PC and PS5 on March 12th for $25. This looks fucking amazing. This came out of the blue for me. This was not on my radar whatsoever. I saw it pop up and I go, wow, this looks really fucking cool and high effort and interesting. And it was also like the same day that some other other medieval fantasy game was like being really shitty or something, so it like got like the inverse react. You know, you have the hate train going on one side, and then it swings over really hard to like, see guys, we can actually like the other thing. I don't even remember what the fuck that was about, but the price point is insane. I believe it was made by a European developer, so it's like 40 quid or something, but like $25 is fucking nuts.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't remember.
Probably like 20 quid.
I don't remember. Something fucking weird.
Because a pound is like $1 1/3.
I don't remember how money works. I'm American. Canadian dollars are basically the same. That's the only thing I know. It looks really cool. I like a medieval fantasy game.
I thought it looked like Kingdom Come Deliverance, but it's probably slimmed down to be like more
linear
story. Yeah, linear than open world. So I was like, okay, but it doesn't tickle my fancy. So whatever. Good, whatever.
Yeah. Sure. I gotta get to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm not loving their studio embracing AI now.
Yep.
So I'm probably never gonna play one of their games again. But as far as I know, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 did not have any generative AI, so I'm fine with that.
It's interesting that you mentioned that. From PCGamer.com.
Killing myself.
HBO is cooking up a Baldur's Gate TV show helmed by Chernobyl and The Last of Us creator Craig Mazin. And you better believe people have feeling, oh, shut the fuck up. With Larian decisively moved on from D&D, and the new series likely featuring a whole new adventuring party anyway, can it rightly be called a Baldur's... What the fuck is this article?
Nobody had any good write-ups. Do you want me to just summarize? I watched this all happen in real time.
Larian CEO Sven Vink, the future, posted on X, the endings of Baldur's Gate 3 were created so they could serve as narrative soil for new adventures. Larian doesn't have any official involvement with the series. Mazin and Co. are apparently in touch with the studio. Craig did reach out to ask if he could come over to the studio to speak with us, wrote Vink from the conversation we had. I think he truly is a big fan, which gives me hope. That's all I care about.
I watched this happen in real time. I'm not joking. I was on Twitter while all of this was happening. It was fucking wild.
We have opposing feelings on this, I think.
So, yes, maybe. I like Craig Mazin. I love Chernobyl.
Yep.
Last of Us Season 1 is good.
Yep.
2 is not.
Interesting.
And the fact that he's the only one helming Season 3 is deeply troubling because Neil Druckmann walked away to go do other stuff.
Yeah.
So that's not great. The characterization in Season 2 is fucking weird. Like, my biggest problem is it is not a good adaptation. It is very much so drastically worse. Like, it's just fucking weird. It's got weird showrunner decisions. They announced it. None of the Larian devs knew about this.
Right.
They all found out when we did, and they basically all went, what the fuck? They spent like 10 years writing this game, and they all have their own specific characters, and, you know, they all had their own quest lines they got to write, and they're all like, really? That's fucking weird. And the fact that they have like no real the cordial, hey, can I come over, is not, you get input. That's the license was owned by somebody else.
Yeah. Right.
So like, I don't love that. And I also don't love HBO doing fantasy right now. I say as if one show that they have right now is doing well. But in general, HBO and fantasy don't have a great history of mixing very well. I don't know. This smells bad.
Sure, maybe.
It could be okay.
But also, some positive things would be Baldur's Gate is far and wide stretching. It's not just Larian. It's been so many other things, books and old games. Like, it doesn't have to... I'm confused by it following Baldur's Gate 3. It shouldn't be based off of Larian's product at all. It should just be based in the world.
Yeah, that's the part that's the bigger problem. They're trying to ape the popularity of Baldur's Gate 3 and then not
hundreds
actually...
of books that I didn't even know existed, but just, like, whatever.
I think...
There's a lot of potential there, but to try to ape somebody else's work is crazy. And then, like, the tie-in to... It's not like Larian is the best judge of character anyway, because they just had the whole debacle about, we're going to fully embrace AI.
Yeah.
So they're not holy either.
No, I don't know. I just don't care.
I think it's possible.
It could be fine. It could be bad. It's just none of it doesn't feel like it's
I'm putting it on Witcher tier. Don't ask me which season.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. It's just fucking dumb. I think also I am in the camp of people that are just really fucking annoyed that the D&D movie never got a sequel.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, same company owns the property. It's just D&D, and like that was good and well received by people who like the stuff, and that didn't flop, but it didn't make a lot of money, and like those two writers have and directors have gone on to do other things, and like they wouldn't mind doing that again. But I don't know. It's just studio politics stuff.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Gives me the ick. One more thing actually did pop up that I didn't grab, but I can just spit out because I'm smart.
Is it the one I sent you?
Yeah.
My one bit of news.
House of the Dead is getting revisited. By Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah.
That's the worst combination of words I've heard in my life.
What?
The game that has no story really, that had a horrible movie, 2 horrible movies actually,
is getting directed by the zombie
guy. The guy who makes really bad movies that are exclusively to put his wife in. I respect that part. I don't respect him as a director though. And the only thing that's interesting is that the star is what's her name? Isabel Marcez. I like her. She's good. She plays Hot Girl in Superman, and she was Dora the Explorer for one of the live action movies that was actually kind of okay. She's cool. I don't give a fuck about this.
And she's the girlfriend in Last of Us, I think? Or do I have somebody else?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure.
This is dumb. The only part of this that is cool is the fact that Uwe Boll, the guy who directed the other movie, is pissed. So the guy who directed House of the Dead, the old one that we talked about a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah, that's very funny because he's notorious for he's intentionally making shit ass movies.
He's a fucking cunt and everybody hates him. He literally has threatened to fight people in the streets over his movies.
Yeah.
And he has always trashed on Paul W.S. Anderson. Yeah. And now this feels like fucking karma.
I love it.
That's the only part about this that gives me any hope.
I'm excited.
And then Paul W.S. Anderson shared some concept images that look like AI. They might not be, because concept art can look really weird.
Yeah.
But it didn't give me a good vibe, man. Yeah. I did include the list.
Yes, I was very excited.
I almost didn't include it because I forgot, and then I remembered.
We have games coming out this month. We have the Dragon Quest VII Reimagined coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and Switches.
Deus Ex Remastered.
What? Stop reading down the list.
Fuck you.
The Dragon Quest remakes have been doing really, really well. The 1, 2, and 3 2D, 3D remakes, remastered, whatever the fuck, long ass titles are really, really good apparently, and I want in on them. It's weird that they went from the first 3 to 7, but I don't know. This has been making big waves because they're really good remakes. Neo 3 is already out, PC, PS5. It's more Neo, apparently. Resident Evil 9 Requiem comes out on the 27th for PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and surprisingly Switch 2. And I even saw it looks pretty good on Switch 2 apparently, so that's surprising. Eugenics is from the guy Edmund McMillan. It's been 13 years since his last game. He did Binding of Isaac, and I think he's Super Meat Boy too. He's notorious for just being a guy that puts out a game and they make bonkers money. So that's out on PC on February 10th. Deus Ex Remastered was supposed to come out on the 5th, but I haven't seen anything about that. I
don't know. It didn't even look like a good remaster either. I remember when that was announced, it was that doesn't look good.
I have a feeling that got delayed because I haven't seen anything about it.
I don't know. The thing I'm excited for, Mario Tennis Fever, obviously.
Okay. What else we got? There were a couple other ones. High on Life 2, February 13th. Everything.
A new Styx game is coming out. I didn't know about that.
Yes, that was one of them.
Yeah, I did not know about that.
Avowed is hitting PS5 on February 17th. That's big because that was the actual last Xbox exclusive.
Yep.
I want to say there was one more. Resident Evil 7 and 8 are hitting Switch 2 on February 27th. Yes. Tales of Berseria is getting remastered and released on February 27th for PC, Switch 1, PS5, and Xbox Series. That's a weird ass like JRPG that just smells like you can smell it while it walks in the room of like, oh wow, that's JRPG. And I don't know why it gets remastered so many times so often, but it's just always there.
The only thing that I really give a shit about is Resident Evil.
Yeah,
that's the only.
That's gonna be really difficult not to buy like in the first week.
Yep. Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
I never actually thought we were going to end up covering this because it's like not really a video game movie, but it's all about video games, so we may as well.
It came out in 2012. It stars John C. Reilly and Jane Lynch and Sarah Silverman and Alan Tudyk and Mindy Kaling, Dennis Haysbert.
Damn, that's a lot more stacked than I remember.
Jess Harnell. I'm skipping a lot of people too. Those are just the people I know.
No, it's maybe because they like actually voice act in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. The only one you can tell is John C. Reilly. He has a particular voice.
Interesting.
We follow.
It's interesting that you say that and not Sarah Silverman. She has a very unique voice.
No comment. I was trying to avoid the gooner bait. We follow Donkey Kong, basically.
Yep.
Ralph, who's the bad guy in his game, which is
but he's not a bad guy.
He's just a bad guy. He's the antagonist of a game that looks like the original Mario / Donkey Kart stuff. Donkey Kart, holy shit, Donkey Kong. He lives in an arcade with all the other arcade machines and all the little people who live in them. And he feels bad because he's a bad guy.
Yep.
But he doesn't want to be a bad guy. He wants to be a good guy.
Right.
He wants to do his hero's duty.
And all the rest of his game ignores him. He just lives in the trash.
Yeah,
he's the trash man.
He is the trash man. He's so me. He goes off to go get a gold medal so he can go be a special boy. He has a little adventure in a bunch of different video games. The big primary plot focuses around a go-karting game. A karting game. You know, one of them big steering wheel go wee. He gets stuck in there and he has to win all the races, and he meets another trash person who lives in the trash, but it turns out she's not really from the trash. There's been a hostile takeover of this kingdom and she's actually the princess. That's the end twist. This movie fucking slaps.
It's funny that they're aping Nintendo games and like didn't have a problem.
I don't know how that happened. There's also a couple of characters that I'm pretty sure are there's a lot of cameos in this one, but it doesn't feel weird. Unlike the sequel where it is exclusively cameo bait and it all feels like shit.
Yeah.
This one is like,
which I accidentally started trying to do this homework.
That one's rough. I watched that in the theater and I was like, this makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird.
Yeah. That's how I was feeling too. I literally wrote in my notes like, wow, the internet's really bad for us. Half an hour into the movie.
Yeah, no, like that movie's a mess. But this one is great. So yeah, we have cameos from a bunch of like classic arcade properties. Sonic is in there because Sega will take any opportunity to put Sonic in something. Pac-Man's around. Q*bert's there. Tapper's Bar is a setting.
Yep.
There's just a bunch of dudes, and there's a few Nintendo adjacent characters.
It's almost always like in the background or close enough to it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's a dude walk. Like if you're not looking in the right spot, you could entirely miss it.
Yeah, like sometimes nice. You're like, hey, Q*bert, how's it going? But
yeah, because it's Q*bert.
Right.
Yeah, he's like a everybody knows what it is, but nobody likes it, you know?
Right.
I really like the setting of, like, the arcade and the machines going, like, out of order. Like, I like that it actually feels like it takes advantage of the arcade setting.
Yeah.
The twist thing, one of the few Disney twist villains I really like is this one, where it turns out that, damn it, what's his name?
I don't remember.
Turbo? Whatever.
Yeah.
There's a guy from an arcade game who, going Turbo. There's like an urban legend that, like, his game got closed and he flipped out because it wasn't a good game, basically. And I believe that was a real game. Like,
he was trying to get into another game.
Yeah, and then he, like, hostily takes over the karting game and has a disguise and goes into the code and removes the princess from her seat of power and wipes everyone's brains, and it's a wild twist, but it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And I like that it actually feels like it uses the physical, like, location of all these machines, and they interact with each other through, like, the power cables, and that's really fucking cool. I like that. It feels well thought out.
Yeah.
It doesn't just...
Got good lore.
It doesn't just feel like it's about video game characters. It does actually feel like it's about video game culture in a sense. More about arcade games, but it's like there is like the tension of, like, kids don't go to arcades anymore and they're dying. They've been dead, really, let's be honest. They were dead in 2012. Like, and that's, like, a real thing. If you were a character in one of these games and you're going to get unplugged like that, that's really well thought out stuff. It looks fucking great. It still looks really good.
Really good. That was my biggest takeaway of just, like, it looks so good.
Yeah, it's heavily stylized, but it's also before Disney and Pixar hit their weird phase that they're kind of in right now, where all of their projects kind of look the same. They have a weird new art style I'm not a huge fan of. But, like, this is a variety of different styles and types of animation going on for different characters from different eras, and we have 2D characters made into 3D characters, and some of the 2D characters stay 2D, and some of the 3D characters will go 2D when they're in certain settings, and that's really well implemented. This must have been a bitch to work on. I love the Call of Duty ripoff section. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie. They go into Hero's Duty, and of course they make nothing but poop jokes.
And they, like, rip off Alien with it too. It's
so
great.
Good. I love that. And of course, the best part of the movie is Fix-It Felix getting with a tall woman who can kick the shit out of him. It's great. They're great. I love them. Punch me in the balls, please. This movie's so fucking good. I really like that like Felix and, like, all of the other, like, main characters of the games, all the good guys, most of them still don't feel like they are directly antagonistic, like, bad people. Some of them are, but, like, Felix is more like he doesn't understand at the beginning of the movie, but he doesn't, like, hate Ralph.
Right.
Like, it's a weird working relationship where it's like they're not friends, but they don't. It's weird. It's weird because, you know, you have the one that gets all the attention, and you have the bad guy who, like, no, nobody likes the bad guy, blah blah blah. But also, like, learning they're like, well, you need the bad guy because otherwise the game's ecosystem doesn't fucking function. I don't know. It's neat. It gives me warm feels. It gives me warm feels when the little trash lady gives him the little candy heart. It made me feel things.
It felt like there wasn't a whole lot to take away from this one, though. Like, it looks really good. It's a lot of fun, but when it's over, it's just over. There's no, like, great big lesson to learn like there are in other Disney movies, or, like, I don't know. It just feels like nothing really changes except that the villagers learn, like, oh, maybe we shouldn't hate Ralph for being the bad guy in the video game.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't want to say it's hollow, but it just...
No, the sequel is hollow.
Yeah, this one's just, like, there until it's over, and you just kind of walk away from it. It doesn't have much sticking power, I don't think.
No, but I don't know if it really needs it either. It's got enough. Yeah. But it doesn't feel... It's
quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, just watching it. I had a blast watching it.
It's still very funny.
Yeah.
It's a lot of those jokes that still work well. When he crushes her car, it makes me sad.
I have a suspicion that they fucked with Silverman's voice in the sequel, because, like, accidentally watching that one and then realizing my mistake, I was like, her voice sounds different. I think they chipmunked Silverman more in the sequel.
Probably.
Or something.
I wouldn't doubt it.
It's like,
I really don't.
Imagine being the sound engineer having to chipmunk Sarah Silverman's voice. That's really funny to me.
I really wouldn't doubt it. Man, that movie made me very mad watching that because I was trying to parse through. I was going through relationship trouble at the time when the sequel came out.
When are you not? We're always on the rocks. Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Oh.
So I was like trying to parse through the like this lesson is hypothetically a good thing in a void, but the way that they go about it is fucking horrendous, and then just the movie is actually bad.
The sequel is about Ralph finding the internet, and my second note, besides the internet's really bad for us, actually, was like there's a shocking lack of porn in this movie.
Well, it's Disney. So. Man, that movie is so that one is really just.
I don't think I'm gonna go back and finish it.
Absolutely, the fuck not. It's just a Star Wars cameo, Disney Princess's cameo, Star Wars cameo.
It was really funny though because they used Aunt Cass as the hot milfs in your area ad, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah, Screaming Goat videos were already ancient when that came out too. It's like half the humor of the movie is like, damn, Ralph.
Oh, yeah.
The when cute animals eat pancakes, and it's like, oh god, this is 10 years outdated. Yeah, it was just bad. Doing anything to do with the internet like that is always outdated. You can't do references. Thor: Love and Thunder has screaming goats 20 years after that joke was dead. Like, come on. Wreck-It Ralph, good time.
What would you rate it?
I feel like I can't really compare it to video game movies because it's not really trying to adapt or like be included in anything else. But like it's just the top of the list if we're putting it up against those because it's a good movie and it includes a good amount of stuff about video games and it feels like it actually knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
But like it feels kind of like cheating.
So compare it to Disney movies.
It's higher. It's pretty high up.
Wow.
It's pretty high up.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of one I like more. I like Brave, but that's a hot take.
I think I've only seen that once, and I've forgotten everything about it. I don't remember it at all.
I really wanted Brave to be more like what they advertised it as, which is why everyone was kind of disappointed with what we actually got, but I also still really like what we got. It's hard to think of something that's directly comparable to because it's not a Disney princess movie and it is not like a Disney owned property. It's just kind of it's a weird thing.
It's a Disney Pixar movie, I would think, or at least in that pool.
It's just Disney though,
because
like Pixar is like a separate company. So like I don't want to compare it to Pixar movies either. Like the different Pixar movie got that Pixar movie stank on it. We love that stank, but they got that Pixar movie stank on them.
I was throwing it in that same pool though. It feels like one of those.
A little. I don't know. It feels a little bit too poop humor for a Pixar movie, if that makes sense. Not like it's filled with poop jokes. It's just enough where it's like
it's a DreamWorks movie.
No, nowhere near DreamWorks level. It's just I know Pixar movies are pretty damn clean on that front. I don't know. It's very good. It's very good. It's hard. It came out in a weird era for Disney too, because this was the beginning of them like only doing 3D animated movies, and it was one of the best examples. And they haven't really. I don't think Disney the studio has topped this one since. Pixar has had better entries since, but I don't think any of the just Disney animated properties since then. So we got Frozen 2. Ooh.
Elemental. Zootopia.
Elemental is Pixar.
Sure.
I actually don't mind that one. It's not very good, but I don't hate it. Shit, what was the other one you said? Fuck.
Zootopia.
It's better than Zootopia.
What?
I think Zootopia is disgustingly overrated. I didn't like it that much when it came out either.
Wow.
Not a fan.
I only just saw it like 6 months ago. I was like, that was a really good movie.
It's fine. I think its fundamental allegory is fundamentally broken though. I think that's my biggest issue is like it's enjoyable and most of the jokes are good, but I think when you're doing an explicit allegory and it doesn't function.
All right, we're not here to talk about Zootopia.
It's only topped, I think, by Inside Out. I think Inside Out is better.
I haven't seen that one. Yep,
fix that, brother.
Wow.
Inside Out is goated.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the only one that I can think of that I'm pretty sure is just a Disney property. I think. Anyway, yeah, Wreck-It Ralph good. Wreck-It Ralph 2 stinky.
Children of Morta was developed by Dead Mage Incorporated,
The fuck is this?
For Wizard of Legend 2 and published by 11-Bit Studios, known for This War of Mine, Frostpunk 1 and 2, Moonliner 1 and 2, Indica, and others. It was released for PC in September of 2019, PS4 and Xbox One in October of 2019, and the Switch in November of 2019. It has a Metascore of 82 with a user score of 7.9 as of right now. As for the story, thank goodness for fandom wikis. A direct quote. The Bergson family has watched over Mount Morta for generations as the guardians of the mystical mountain. They now face their most dangerous trial as a family. Corruption has spread, morphing the once peaceful mountain into a violent and monster-infested nightmare. After playing, all I walked away with was Bergson family and corruption. Where's the corruption coming from? What caused it to start and to spread? Dunno. Why are the Bergsons all alone in their fight against it? Couldn't tell you. What even pushes back against the corruption? It's a great question. All I know is that I gotta jump down the hole and fight a lot of bad guys to free the 3 spirits, and that'll lead me to the final boss fight. However, I will say I was really surprised by the amount of story bits that were in between each run. Picture Hades. After most runs, there's some new interaction you can have with other characters in the hub to tell a little bit of story in between each run. I'm pretty sure I remember some returns in that game where there wasn't really anything to do, probably because I died a lot and just kind of ran through all the extra bits. But in this game, it was full-fledged cutscenes in between every single run. I didn't run out of them in my playtime, and I find that quite impressive. There was also a lot of, family emotional beats, but not in a bad way. It's not the furious Fast 5 shit family. It's
Corona beer.
It's actually good. The family sticks together through the hard times shit. It was good.
That's what Fast and Furious is about.
Not.
It's about the family.
Fast and Furious is a fucking meme. This hits emotional beats and is good. For visuals, is it possible to describe this game as high-def pixel art without sounding stupid?
Judging by the sprites I just witnessed, no, that seems accurate.
Because that's what it is. It's made to evoke the feeling of older games with its pixel art, but there are so many pixels. There's no way this could run on old hardware that the art style is evoking. Of all the opinions I saw online, that was resoundingly this game's strength. It is just really, really good looking. The overall visual style is really colorful too. It's just so nice to look at. With this being an ARPG style roguelike, I never lost my character in the fray of battle. Markers are used very well to help keep the character distinct from all the action. And the marker is also really good at telling you useful information. You have 2 bars on the marker to tell you how many rolls you have, dodge rolls, and that slowly refills. So when you find your character, you know how many dodge rolls you have left or how close you are to another one or whatever. So it's part of interacting the HUD with gameplay and whatever. I don't know. It was good. Shit. I skipped sound design again. I should just cut this from the fucking form I use. It was really good. It was there were good tells in combat of especially later in the game, that an enemy was about to bomb me and that now is the time to dodge away before the bomb falls on my head, or enemies snarl as they're jumping with their claws out to scratch me or whatever. So there's a lot of good tells so that even if I'm not looking at my character, I can hear, oh shit, I need to dodge away. the level progression, I guess, unfolds like you have to stand on a rock that sinks into the floor to open the door, and that makes a good ka-chunk as it's like shaking the door loose and opening it. I don't really remember much music. I know there is some. The narrator is excellent. He sounds like a wise old man reading from a storybook. Nice sound design. Gameplay. There are 7 playable characters. So you have the warrior. He has a sword and shield. An archer. Obvious. An assassin who has daggers. A monk who uses his fists. A pyromancer who uses fast, like, small spells. She uses, like, fireball, but they're like pew 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 pew. A brawler who uses a warhammer, but not the warhammer, not the 40k Space Marine one, but just like a regular big maul. And a healer who is, I was surprised was called the healer because they are also using spells, but they're slower and like wider arcs. That was the one I used the most. There are character skill trees. As far as I remember, there's no like build really. You have 3 abilities, and the further you level up, the more those abilities obviously get better, but they also get more flavor. So like, I don't know. I don't have a specific example, but like if a spellcaster casts if the assassin casts smoke bomb, then later in the skill tree that smoke bomb poisons enemies or that type of shit. It was interesting. As you level up each character, that character has universal skills that affect other characters. So if you have a max character, that character has 4 skills that help you as you're playing as a different character. It's not even a co-op thing. It's just like you want to level up every single character so that you have all those universal perks. And that was really cool. This game plays really well with a controller. I think it was designed for that. Like I said, there's no build options. It's just like you unlock the right trigger, the right bumper, and the special attack, and those just get stronger the higher level you get with your character. Per roguelike gameplay, the map is randomized, but it felt comfortably predictable after a while. That's not a negative. I could just suss out how a map would unfold after I'd played for 8 hours. It was annoying to have to step on the button to open the door to more of the level because it low-key felt like a loading screen, and that's not great when you're trying to speed run through a level, just like trying to clean up achievements or whatever else. I was just trying to run through, and it's like, come on, I just want to go. It was also kind of frustrating because there was no real way to feel like where the actual exit was. It was like I would find 3 doors, one on top, one on the far right, and one at the bottom, and I would like open up all 3, and I was trying to explore and like find all the extra story bits hidden in this certain level, or like more pickups or whatever, and it's like, fuck, that's the exit, and then have to backtrack through what I just came through. And so typical roguelike complaints, like that's normal for everything. There are pickups, including offensive or defensive tools, including like you could pick up a little robot that follows you around and shoots little pew-pews at bad guys. There are totems that you can pick up, and you like throw them in the ground and you get a bubble that buffs you with different things. There are one-time use items. So it was like, I don't know, a treasure chest that gives you 3 gems right there that you just break open or it would give you it would re-roll your passive items, or there were all kinds of just like one-time use things. You press down on the D-pad to crack it and see what happens. And then there were also the items that give you passive abilities and buffs, and these three things are randomized. So like the permanent tools, the crackables, and the passives, and they were all randomized every level. A complaint I saw online that I strongly agree with, it just helped me put words to it, was like typical gameplay was just kiting enemies. You'd run in, like aggro a couple of guys, and then back up into safety, and like just keep doing that. There were a couple of times where I got annoyed and just like ran circles. Like there were some characters where I could do that, and just like eventually my ult would build up and I'd nuke them. But it was, I don't know, it depended on what I was doing a run for. But for most of the gameplay, like before you level up, before you get comfortable with a play style, you have to play really slow and careful. I have a feeling it's different in co-op, because then you have those universal buffs or perks or whatever that help each other. It feels really, really built for co-op, and like that's probably where you get some build choices too, of like, oh, you're picking the sword and shield guy, I'll pick the monk or whatever, and we can just hide in this bubble and like whatever. But playing solo, you got to be slow and methodical for most of it. There's a sickness that you get when you play as the same character for too long. They get sick, which kind of debuffs them. I think it was like a little less health and a little less movement speed. So it was still possible to play as them with like a little bit of sickness, but it got progressively worse the more you played. And that sounds like mobile phone gacha gimmicks, but there's no real life money involved with this. There were pickups where you could use it on the character and make them all better and keep playing as them. And I never had a problem with that, with having enough of those, but I also was just like, I took the encouragement to play as other characters and buff up their stats too, like keep everybody on par at the same-ish level. But it was just an interesting gameplay design to like, hey, you've been soloing this character for quite a while, like move on to somebody else. Like at the very least, just level somebody else up more, so that you get those universal perks at the very least. But it also encouraged you to like learn different gameplay styles, so it was cool. It was possible to get buffs by feeding your animals at home. You pick up like food treats, and you have like 5 different animals that you can feed the treats to, and it would give you like faster movement speed or higher critical chance or more gold that you would pick up in your run. And it wasn't much, it was only like 3% or whatever, but it was still like, all right, I'm just like grinding this character, I'm gonna feed some treats to the pet that gives me more experience on this one run that I've already beat this level a whole bunch of times, I know how it goes, I'm just trying to grind this character up higher. So that was cool. There are upgrades for character stats in one section and for like world stats in another section. There's 2 different upgrade trees in that regard. So the character stats are, again, higher damage, higher health, higher crit chance, blah, 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 all this usual stuff. And then the other one, the world one, was like you pick up more gold overall. Like that doesn't go away, it's just a permanent upgrade. Or you gain more experience. And I don't know, that was cool. I felt like it was easier than Hades. Hades felt very slow in the universal upgrades, at least in my playthrough. Maybe I just sucked, but this was like I leveled up more gold first, And then I leveled up more experience after that. So, like, the more gold helped me level these things up faster. And then the more experience leveled up my characters better, which made runs easier. And that's how I beat the game. So, I don't know. It just snowballed the more I played in a really comfortable way. There are cool little side story bits in the home base. So after every run, you obviously have the cutscene telling you about like the corruption spreading or whatever. There's like little interactions with family, but then like you can kind of look around the house where all the characters you play as are just chilling. They're like reading a book or like chasing the cat or whatever, and like nice little story beats of like dad found kid practicing with the bow and taught them a good lesson about shooting zombies in the head. I don't know. It was cool. Little bits. The difficulty was weird. It was very difficult to begin with. Like I was talking about with the kiting, like just trying to learn how to play the game, but I had it on hard to begin with because I like the ARPG gameplay. I play a lot of it in different games, and had to knock it down to normal like pretty soon into the game. But even that was like, oh wow, I gotta go grind some, because this is like I'm way under level for this. Again, I think it's built for co-op. It was not a simple solo experience. But that's fine. Like, I still beat the game, so like it's possible. It just didn't feel balanced as well for solo play. There are 3 worlds, and I'm pretty confident each of those had 3 sections to them, and the 3 sections felt the same across each of them in their own world. So each world feels distinct, but the 3 sections inside of them all feel the same, with different bosses at the end. So you have like the underground, the desert, and the city, I think those were the 3 terrains. So it was kind of boring, I guess, or like there wasn't much there for world design, for like the aesthetic. It's not like Diablo's much better. You always get the swamp, the city, the desert, hell. So it's not like, I don't know, but those at least have 5 acts, so 5 different flavors, whereas this one has 3. I don't know, whatever. In closing, it turns out there was a DLC that was released. It adds animals and animal shelters to the home. You can build like little dog houses for stray pets or whatever. And all the proceeds for this DLC went to the Humane Society International. So the best stat I found about this was by the company. They posted on Reddit 5 years ago claiming that this DLC raised $130,000 for the charity. So that's super cool. I don't know. It was a fun little roguelike ARPG. Like, it looks gorgeous. It was fun to play. It was short. I think I put 8 or 10 hours into it. So it was like, it was short and sweet.
You have convinced me to put it on my list. I went and put it on my to buy list for Xbox.
It's always kicking around too. It's one of those like always on Game Pass or always like $5 on every sale. Like, it's just one of those slow burners that's always there, and you're like, yeah, I'll get to that, and it's good.
A sub $25 like base price is already good enough for me, anyways. Like, yeah, that's reasonable.
Like $5 for 10 hours of gameplay. Yeah, easy sell.
It does look quite shiny.
It's gorgeous.
It looks cool. I want it. I might have to bump that up to I might need another roguelike in a little bit to replace my current roguelike once I get a little tired of it.
It won't hold up to that one.
It doesn't sound like it, but I think I might just need to put some actual effort into looking through them and finding ones that actually appeal to me instead of just saying I don't like this gameplay type, because clearly that's not true.
What we're talking around is bro put 40 hours into Cult of the Lamb in the last week.
20, but yeah, over like a couple.
This is my story.
A couple of sessions, I'm properly addicted to it. Like, I want to play it right now.
Yep.
I'm thinking about it.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking about my poor followers. I'm not there right now. They're getting tired and hungry without me. And I didn't.
They need spiritual guidance.
They really do. I need to get my daily.
One of them needs to be sacrificed.
He wants me to sacrifice him. He asked me to do it. I will do it.
After you give him a present.
Nah. No, you don't get presents back once they hit old age. I found that out the hard way. I was like, oh shit. Like, you can give them the necklaces and whatever, and then when they hit old age, you can't take it away. And if they die, you don't get it back. So like, you gotta keep track of their age so you can keep track of those and take it back. It'll drop their points down minimally if you take it away, but like, there's only a limited amount of those in the world. I need those.
That's what's cool about the game is like it makes you the skeevy cult leader to show you how skeevy cults are.
It's so funny too, because it does have so much charm and like general goofy gooberness to it. I mean, they all go sacrifice me, great leader. But it's like, oh god, that's horrifying. I just dragged a body and put him in a hole.
Yeah.
And then I had a funeral, and now I'm getting devotion juices out of his grave. That's kind of morbid.
Harmless little Leo.
A little baby.
All right, enough of this. Thank you for listening. Please go to Patreon.com. Yes, we have it back up.
It is.
Okay.
Now that we're rolling it again.
Wow.
Patreon.com/DimeComicBros Network. Give us money. We got fun stuff. Exclusive content to our Patreon. We have happy hour segments where we putz around, crack open a drink, talk about usually more stuff relating to the podcast. Like if it's Dime Gaming Bros, we'll probably talk about more video game stuff.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, you have a couple of things for me,
got
don't
some.
you?
Yeah.
If it's Dime Comic Bros, it might just be random bullshit. That's where we talk about like ball grooming etiquette and so on and so forth. As well as some cool little art stuff by Colin when he feels up to it.
Yep.
Just throw us a couple of bucks. It's greatly appreciated. Also, check out our Substack, which does not get updated for this podcast at current rate. Maybe one day. But we do stuff on that. It's free. It comes to your email inbox. For the Dime Comic Bros show, Jacob does summary recaps. And now that I've gotten the go-ahead from one other party, I don't need both of them to do a vote, / Colin doesn't give a fuck, I'm going to be doing monthly-ish movie reviews on the Substack. It's like a proper written-out essay. I haven't figured out a total length yet. I've been working on a couple of them very slowly.
We'll see what happens when you finally do it.
Yeah, we'll figure out exactly what pace I can go on. I'm hoping monthly seems reasonable. So the first one of those should be up. I'm going to aim for March 1st.
Wow.
So
incredible.
Yeah. So we got that. Dime Comic Bros will be returning in the near future. We don't have a precise date yet, but within the next less than 8 weeks, almost certainly, we will be back to do more comic book related bullshit.
Yeah.
As well as we got some other random side projects going along. So we might have some other shenanigans. Shout out to our patrons, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Jeff Lawrence and Caitlin.
They give us money.
They do give us money. Special shout out, my mom. She doesn't actually listen to the show. She doesn't give a fuck. My parents have never. My dad put all the stickers on his laptop, but they have never once listened. And thank you to our partners over at Jetpack Comics and Games in downtown Rochester, New Hampshire. If you like getting things from your local hobby store, you should get a local hobby store and then become friends with all of them. And then you can indoctrinate them into your cult. Jetpack Comics is great. They have a good variety of comic books and tabletop and card games and some video games and all sorts of fun, nerdy stuff. Wonderful people over there.
Somebody I know needed something. And so they called me because they knew I have connections. So I called the store and thankfully got St. Kyle. And I was like, hey, listen, friend of a friend needs a thing. And he knew all about it, like better than I did. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's a." I was like, "It's the first appearance of a character." He's like, "Well, it's one of the 3 first appearances of that character." I was like, "Fuck me, I didn't know that." Also, glad you know what you're talking about.
Also, I don't know how recent this is, but I just recently gone on it. Jetpack is now using League of Comics for pull lists.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just never talked about that before, but that is officially a thing.
It's definitely in their email like months ago. And I think
it was a few months ago.
I told you about it.
You might have. I don't know. But go support them. They're our local comic book shop. We're friends with all of their peoples because they're cool and stuff.
Yep.